1:15, this is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Niranjan Abesundara. The National Disaster Management Centre says that currently 75,734 persons or 20,480 families of 13 districts have been affected by the inclement weather. A major disaster situation has been reported from the Galle district. 22 million rupees have been allocated to supply relief activities for the people who are affected by the bad weather. 21,000 metric tons of urea fertilizer will be distributed among farmers today. Veteran Sri Lankan actor Jackson Anthony has passed away. In world news, Poland begins evacuating citizens from Israel. The National Disaster Management Centre says that currently 75,734 persons or 20,020 families of 13 districts have been affected by the inclement weather. A major disaster situation has been reported from the Galle district. Ratnapura, Kagala, Colombo, Gampaha, Kaluthara, Mathura, Nuwara Eliya, Puttam, Kurunegala, Jaffna, Battikal and Ampara districts have been affected by the rain. 36,493 persons have been affected in the Galle district, and 1,125 houses were partially damaged and 13 houses were damaged completely. District Secretary of Mathura district said displaced persons have been deployed in 11 centres. The flood situation in the Mathura district is decreasing gradually. Meanwhile, Department of Irrigation said that people in the Mathura district should be further vigilant on the flood situation. Mr. Premajati says it has been decided to conduct the GCE O-level examination in the first week of May next year, which was to be held in December 2023. Commissioner General of Examination decided the date of the examination. The GCE A-level examination 2023 will be conducted from the 4th to 31st of January next year. Minister Mahinda Amaravida says that 21,000 metric tons of urea fertilizer will be distributed among farmers today. The stock of urea fertilizer will be provided to the agrarian services centres from today. Compensation will be provided to farmers who are affected by the drought and the inclement weather. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
People's Bank Excelsior. Live the life you want.
Deputy Director General of National Disaster Centre Kitsiri Jayasakara says that 20 million rupees have been allocated to supply relief activities for the people who are affected by the bad weather. Dry rations and other essential food items will be provided for the affected people who are staying at the centres. Veteran Sri Lankan actor Jackson Anthony has passed away after being treated 14 months at the National Hospital in Colombo. He was 65. The popular actor has been hospitalized since the accident on July 2, 2022. He reportedly passed away while receiving treatment at the ICU in the Colombo National Hospital this morning. Anthony and two other people, including his younger brother Saman Anthony, were injured after a vehicle they were travelling in had collided with a wild elephant at Talaba. And that was local news.
People's Bank Excelsior, a comprehensive banking services package with a branded checkbook as well as debit and credit card exclusively for you. People's Bank Excelsior, for professionals who dare to dream.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Veda Mahatmya.
Today marks World Postal Day. Innovation, Integration and Inclusion World Post Day is celebrated each year on the 9th of October, the anniversary of the establishment of the Universal Postal Union in 1874 in the Swiss capital Bern. Decided World Post Day by the IUPU Congress held in Tokyo, Japan in 1969. Since then, countries across the world participate annually in the celebrations. The post in many countries use the event to introduce or promote new postal products and services. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Veda Mahatmya.
On to world news. Poland begins evacuating citizens from Israel. U.S. moves warships closer to Israel after Hamas attack. Hamas gunmen opened fire on hundreds at music festival in southern Israel. Poland has started evacuating its citizens from Israel, with the first plane carrying around 120 people landing in Warsaw early today. First people to evacuate from Israel are already in Poland. I would like to thank our soldiers for carrying out the operation efficiently. You are the best, Polish Defense Minister Belzec had tweeted. 2 more planes are expected to arrive later in the day. On Sunday, Mr. Belzec said there were about 200 Polish tourists, including children, on a school trip awaiting to leave Israel. At least 200 Polish soldiers are assisting with the operation. The U.S. says it is moving an aircraft carrier, ships and jets to the eastern Mediterranean and will also give Israel additional equipment and ammunition. It follows the Hamas attack on southern Israel, which President Biden called an unprecedented and appalling assault. The U.S. was also working to verify reports its citizens were among those killed and taken captive, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said. Israel says more than 700 people have been killed and 100 kidnapped in Gaza. More than 400 people have been killed following retaliatory Israeli attacks, according to Palestinian officials. During the surprise assault on Israel by Palestinian militant group Hamas Saturday, gunmen opened fire on a crowd of young people during a dance music festival in southern Israel of Kibbutz, of Reim near Gaza Strip. Multiple news agencies Israeli media have reported. Witnesses told Times of Israel that rocket fire was followed by gunshots fired into the crowd as hundreds tried to flee. The Israeli Rescue Service Zaka said paramedics removed about 260 bodies from the area where the music festival had been taking place. And back to the headlines of the world news. Poland begins evacuating citizens from Israel. U.S. moves warships closer to Israel after Hamas attack. Hamas gunmen opened fire on hundreds at music festival in southern Israel. That was world news.
Development news.
The flagship German jewelry exhibition X Facets Sri Lanka in its 30th edition, slated for 6th to 8th of January 2024, aims to make a bigger impact with the introduction of several new dedicated pavilions for the first time. They include Sustainable Pavilion, Sapphire Masterpiece Pavilion and Rough Stone Pavilion, Jumla Pavilion. 24 event will also feature special remnants of the past event. These are in addition to the customary Premier Gem Pavilion, Premier Jewelry Pavilion and NGJA SME Pavilion. That came to you in development news. We move on to sports news. The match of the World Championship Cricket Tournament between the Netherlands and New Zealand will be played in Hyderabad today. That was sports news.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු වීන හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Recently concluded Port City Colombo UAE Roadshow unveiled the potential of PCC for all to see, drawing attention of numerous global investors and dignitaries to immense investment and business opportunities that this visionary project presents. Event served as an exceptional platform for fruitful discussions and opportunity to showcase the abundant and diverse prospects of the PCC. That came to you in Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු වීන හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
On to economic news, Sri Lanka's tourism sector has surged ahead in 2023 with earnings totaling nearly $1.5 billion in the first 9 months of the year, alongside a notable influx of over 1.01 million visitors. Latest data from Central Bank revealed tourism earnings in the third quarter of 2023 were over $1.45 billion, reflecting a staggering 67% surge from the corresponding period of last year. That was economic news.
Weather report.
Shower thundershowers will occur at several places in the eastern, over, central, northern, north-central, northwestern and southern provinces during the evening or night. Fell heavy showers about 7 millimeters can be expected in some places. The few showers are likely in the western and southern provinces. And back to the headlines of the news. National Disaster Management Centre says currently 75,034 persons of 20,028 families of 13 districts have been affected by the inclement weather. A major disaster situation has been reported from the Galle district. 20 million rupees have been allocated to supply relief activities for the people who are affected by the bad weather. 200,000 metric tons of urea fertilizer will be distributed among the farmers from today. Veteran Sri Lankan actor Jackson Anthony has passed away. In world news, Poland begins evacuating citizens from Israel.